Hello, my name is Cam Teresa Butts. I am known as the Real Game Queen. I am originally from Thibodaux, Louisiana. So my family, father and mother, both sides of the family are from Louisiana, and my mom and dad were military. So actually, I was born. Okay, here's the thing: I was born in California, but actually went back to stay live with my grandmother through my early years in Louisiana. Then my mom got stationed out here, and that's how I got to Jersey. A little early on, I would say I came to Jersey about when I was 13 years old. But I've the Louisiana Southern. I think that's where a lot of my happiness comes from because when they say Southern hospitality, that spirit that is what is instilled in me. So Game Queen has come from early on. From there, just it's important to me as far as unity, as far as connection, as far as family, and that aspect of it. So a lot of people they ask me, I'm 48 years old, and a lot of people say, you play games. That's for kids. That's childish. But that's where the happiness comes from, and the self-love, because someone spoke of self-love and everything, knowing who I am, knowing those things that do make me happy, knowing the reason why I do what I do. Because when you know what you're doing and why you do what you do, you may have somebody step to you and say why, or this ain't right, or whatever, but so that's pretty much where the Real Game Queen came from. So what I did was, I'm in Jersey now, and I have some friends that I connected with, and they actually do poetry, and they curate events with poetry and open mics. So they asked, I was helping with that, like, curating events and everything like that. And I was like, well, I want to add something different. Like, I know, everybody comes for these open mics, and they have their talents and everything, but I want to let a person experience the game aspect. And they looked at me like, oh, we can try. We can.
We had poets here last month, and we were so serious about our poetry. So I can just imagine the looks you got when you said, okay, I want to incorporate gaming into a open mic or a poetry situation.
Right, and that's what it was like. Okay, we're pouring out. Most poets that I know, they're like, I'm just giving myself to everybody, and a lot of poetry is like really sad. A lot, I went through a lot and everything like that. And it was like, where are you gonna come in? But I have gotten a lot of compliments, because what happened is it breaks the monotony as well, and it gets people. I love, like I said, from Louisiana. I'm a community based. We're family. I have. Oh my gosh, on my mom's side of the family, she has 8 brothers and sisters, and then we have a plethora of cousins. So family is really important to me. So every time I come into an environment, or I come into a venue, or I come anywhere, I want everybody to be involved. I want everybody to enjoy each other. So that's my purpose of games. So she said, okay, we'll try a game. So the very first game I started with it's called Sit Down If. And they say, oh, that sounds kindergartenish. But listen, that sounds like something you do in kindergarten. Yes, but I can do adult, questions, and we can make it more, and they'll never realize that we're getting to know each other in the process, right? So I'll say a prompt, and I'll say, sit down if you've ever gotten a ticket. Okay, stuff like that. Sit down if you've ever... Oh, we playing. Okay, see? This is sit down, but then later on down the line, I did start adding stand-ups as well. So it will be sit down, but then people were like, oh, this is happening too fast. We want to extend it. So I would add stand-ups in the middle of it as well. So, but my stand-ups would be things like to celebrate. So everybody's sitting down for these things, but they will stand up if you've ever given more than $20 to a homeless person, or have you ever paid it forward? Stand up. If you've ever if you paid more than $100 on your first date, stand up, things like that, where you've going over over and above. But that was my first game, and it was a hit, and you don't realize you're playing. You're just enjoying yourself, and you're listening. Oh wait, I did that. Oh no, and then you're laughing at everybody and everything. Another thing I wanted to add into the purpose of the Real Game Queen is this. Some people, when they look at competition or they look at that aspect of it, they associate it with intimidation and fear. Like, we're competing, and if I lose, then. But I create the environment where you lost, but you had fun. Everybody around, you're not. But you can deal with the fact of losing. You know what I mean? Some people take it hard to lose, and that's a lot in life. People are losing, and it's making people depressed. So now in this aspect, you can lose, but you can have fun losing. You can realize to lose, it's not a big thing. It's not the end of the world to lose. So that's another aspect of the Real Game Queen that brings everything I do brings happiness to me, as long as I can see other people happy in their experiences when they leave. So like I said, and then a lot of times I get compliments, or I get somebody that comes to me and say, listen, I wasn't expecting to do that, but you really brought me out of my shell. You made me do something, and I don't usually do that, but I had fun. And from there, I actually created as a business. So I LLC'd myself. Yes, I LLC'd myself, and now I do, because I was doing this with the family as well. When I was growing up, everybody was like, Cam, you're so creative. Come, we're doing a cookout. Come to the cookout, bring some games. Or, we're having a baby shower. Sis, can you come bring the games? That was always me. So I LLC'd myself. So now I do games for everything. I have really been getting a lot of bookings lately, because somebody would experience me and say, oh, I need you at, even if it's now people are creating family game nights just to have the Real Game Queen. And that's exciting, because like I said, you're bringing families together, you're bringing community, you're bringing togetherness. That's the most important thing. So I do not just sit down. I do games like, the biggest hit is bingo with the beat, bingo with music. Yes, a lot of people like that, and I've even incorporated. We talked about sampling. I did a sample bingo. So the way that was I would play the original song, and I would have the newer songs on the bingo card. You had to listen to the original song and guess it to your whatever new song was on. So even that, teaching people, like in the process of playing games, you can extend some things to people. They don't realize, like, I learned something today through trivia, through that aspect, through I do stuff like finish the lyrics, a lot of stuff with games. Aux God, where you can pick it, because I love music myself. I don't know if you know, but most of my games deal with music, so you get to pick your favorite songs for certain games, things like that. So I've been going on, and I hope I answered your questions with what I was saying.
You did great. I did want to ask you to talk a little bit more about one thing. One of the things that struck me is something that actually happened with me. I followed my passion, and it seems like you followed your passion, and it led you into a career that brings you a lot of happiness, and brings the people that you work with a lot of happiness, because people are not going to hire or request the book the Real Game Queen to sit around and be sad.
Right. And that's another great point that you put out, and then that is, emotions are contagious, right? So you can be the influence to the thing. Don't let things influence you. You can be the influence to the thing. And that was always something, service. That's another thing I'm big on, like serving people, just making sure that I can affect something, that I can do something. It's important for me to leave that, So in that, like you said, to bring, like, everybody, even my friends that said, oh, games have experienced the situations, and they've experienced, and they say, I enjoy you being there. So, and like I said, when people come and they come to our open mics and they experience the Game Queen, they'll say, wow, I want to, like I said, they'll either book me or they'll come to another event, because it's the vibe. the positivity that you leave feeling, and that is very, that brings me joy, actually, more than happiness. I talked about joy and happiness earlier, but it brings me joy because I like to affect people in that positive way.
Well, you sure affected me. I came to one of her open mics and I was like, I'm just going to get on the list, get on and get off. She going around the room, everybody picked a letter or something like that, and you had to name a name or a song or something that started with that letter. And I'm like, I'm running late. I'm gonna win this game. Thank you. Right. How can people book the Real Game Queen? Are you on social media and all that good stuff?
Speaking of social media, if you follow me, I do games through social media live. So that's another way that I've met a lot of people through there. So you can follow me. I'm on all social media platforms as The Real Game Queen. And that's that's funny because my friends always, when they introduce me, they say, listen, she's the real game queen. Don't type in the game queen, type in the real game queen. So if you look for that, you will find me on all social media platforms. And I am LSC, so I have a website, www.therealgamequeen.com. You can do bookings there. You can see all the things that I do there. And through my social media, you can book me, and definitely through the website, though. Thank you.
Thank you.